as we can see here at the European Handball Talks, EHF Marketing wants to expand the Final Four more and more into a business platform. Now, for all professional European handball clubs, the B2B business side is just as important as the home games themselves. This is about offering partners an emotional environment. I mean, we heard that from Anders yesterday, didn't we? We want positive experiences to be taken away. So our next topic deals with this important challenge perfectly. From ticketing to VIP hospitality, special experiences for both fans and partners. So please welcome onto the stage Martin Stigaard Skammelsen, Head of Marketing at Aalborg Håndbold.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you to the EHF for inviting us as a club. If we can't take part on the court, at least we are happy to be here, and then we'll do the court next year. Anyways, I'm going to talk to you briefly about how we work at our club, and from the inspiring talks we had yesterday, we were looking into the future and what's to come. This is perhaps more of a hands-on approach, telling you about how we work and what we do on an everyday basis for our match days. Very, very briefly, who am I? My name is Martin, as Hannah just told. I've only been with the club for less than a year, but have worked in the industry for 17.5 years with a background in professional football. Now, for those of you that don't know us already, very briefly, Aalborg as a club, founded in 2011, have a history back to 2000, 6 Danish championships, 2 Danish cups, and so far 7 participations in the EHF Champions League, hoping, of course, to make it 8 next season. Now for the next 15-20 minutes, I'll take you through 3 topics. Firstly, looking at how we work with ticketing, a bit about the VIP and hospitality side of things at Aalborg, and finally also the fan experience. And diving right into ticketing, just to give you a brief overview of what we do. Currently we have 2,100 season ticket holders. We have a further 1,200 on a waiting list. Our arena at the moment takes approximately 5,000 spectators. We're expanding that this summer to accommodate another 500 fans. And this season we broke the club record for attendance with more than 135,000 spectators across all our matches. And we averaged more than 4,600 per match, which we are quite happy with. Looking at season tickets specifically, these come in 2 different sizes for us. We have the regular single season ticket that everybody knows. You pay an amount of money at the beginning of the season, then you have access to all the matches and so on. But we are seeing more and more people that are taking up the offer of subscribing instead. This works just like any subscription you would have to Amazon or HBO Prime or Netflix. You pay an amount each month and your seat is secured. And this is just such an easier way for fans to get into matches. It's more affordable because you only have to pay one amount every month. And at the end of the season, you don't have to worry about renewing your seat because it happens automatically. So we have found more and more fans are going in this direction. Of course, these types of season ticket holders have the same benefits as everyone else. And it's less hassle for the fans, and it's a lot easier for us to work with as well, because we don't have to reach out to everyone and remind them to renew their season tickets. Now, everything we do in terms of ticketing is digital. Physical tickets for us are something that we only sell on match days in the arena, and we did a count leading up to this presentation. We sold less than 50 physical tickets this year in total out of 135,000 spectators, just to give you a bit of a look into that. We don't have any kiosks or outlet sales in the city. Everything is online. We don't have to send anything by postage. We don't have to worry about tickets getting lost in the mail. And fans have their own personal accounts they can always access and log on and deal with their tickets, pass them on to friends, see the status of their subscription, etc., etc. Season tickets, well, you can have a physical ticket if you want it. You only use it to scan it at the entrance. Most prefer to have the season ticket as a digital token on an app or in their Apple Wallet, which they then just scan when they arrive. Similar, if you purchase single game tickets with us, you get them via email, you can add them to your Apple Wallet, or you just scan them from the screen when you arrive in the arena. This only means that we have to only employ 5 stewards that take care of pretty much letting everyone into the arena for our matches, and a further 1 or 2 for VIP guests. But also, the scanning data is providing an asset for us. For instance, in terms of our VIP guests, we can keep track of how many times are they attending, and then reach out to them and say, hey, we can see you're attending very much. Do you need extra tickets? Or at the other end of the spectrum, once the contract with us is expiring and we want to renew with them, we can go into negotiation with them and say, we can see you've not been using your tickets. Are there any other products or offers we have that might be interesting for you instead? Or can we help you activate those tickets? And this is basically just an image of how it would work at our arena. We have an elderly fan with a ticket on her phone, scanned on her way in by one of our stewards. And of course, the scanners also help us keep track of how many people are in the arena, what's the flow of people we expect to come, so we can always be prepared with food stalls and everything. I know we have a bit of a luxury problem at our club. We have many matches that are sold out, and as I said, we have a waiting list for season tickets. But season ticket holders don't attend every match. We played 29 home matches this season, and of course you can't attend every one of them. You might be ill, or you might have to work, or family matters, whatnot. So we can see from data that our season ticket holders are showing up 75 to 80% of the time. And we still want those seats filled. We don't want them to just be empty just because a season ticket holder is unable to attend. So we encourage the season ticket holders to either log on to their account, release the seat and pass it on to a friend or a family member who might want to go to the match, and if not, send the ticket back to us so we can sell it on to somebody who really wants to go. And this has happened quite successfully this past season. More than 1,000 times fans sent us back tickets because they were unable to attend, but because they also felt a sense of obligation to ensure that the arena is full and we have a good as atmosphere as possible. And money-wise, we earned an additional 20,000 euros this way. This actually means that for the upcoming season, we've introduced a cashback system where we buy back tickets from season ticket holders instead of them just having to pass it back to us for nothing. And by releasing these tickets, they can earn credits that they can use for merchandise or for food or additional tickets for another match, or maybe even just as a discount on the season ticket next year. The same goes for our partners. They also have their own ticket accounts they can access. Many partners actually prefer, instead of having standard season tickets, they have vouchers. So if they want to invite extra guests to a particular match, they use a larger amount of vouchers. They can log on and make their own reservations, pass tickets on to guests, etc. It's a very user-friendly system. Pick out their own seats. And for us and the partners, this is a very time-saving and a very efficient way of working. Speaking of VIP and hospitality, moving on to that. Again, a brief overview for you guys. We currently have 497 sponsorship partners at the club, ranging from the small one-man companies to larger national as well as international companies. And how have we succeeded in this? Well, basically, we are really good at tailoring our sponsorship efforts to suit every level and every kind of business. We also believe that we are good at bringing value for money in what we offer. And last but not least, of course, a great match day experience. And again, we also know that if people have a great experience with us, they tend to tell that to other people that work at other companies. And we know that they will then be knocking on our door as well because they want to be part of what we're doing. Now, this picture is one I took exactly 1 week ago as we were preparing for the third and decisive final in the Danish Championship. We unfortunately didn't win the championship this year, but it's just to show you that this is our largest VIP area. We always make sure to roll out the red carpet, literally. We make sure everybody feels welcome. We have placed seats, and we always make sure to dress up the VIP area so it is really nice and inviting and a special place to come. And what do they get? Well, for the big matches, we have more than 1,200 VIP guests attending. And they can look forward to a 6-course buffet dinner. There's always an open bar. And we have a stage where we have presentations from media personalities, our director, maybe our head coach comes by, or in the event that a player is injured, they would come by and give their notes for the upcoming match. And we just find that this is a great way for partners to get ready for the match, but also, of course, for interaction, networking, and meeting other potential partners that they can work with outside of the handball. It's also, of course, a good way to entertain your guests, partners, colleagues, whatever. And during halftime, we offer a special area where they can pick up drinks for the second half of the match. And are they satisfied with this approach? Well, we do an annual survey of our partners each year. And this year we received an 86% approval rate for our VIP experience, which is, it's up there. Of course, we know we can do even better. But how do we become better? Because with so many home matches, we have to be constantly evolving the experience. The easiest thing would be to repeat the same thing over and over and over for 29 home matches. But I think people would honestly be bored by the end of it, and they might be tired of having the same food served every time. So we work with evaluating all the time, what can we improve upon, how can we change the format of the VIP experience, both in terms of food, but also maybe the way we set up the area so it's different from time to time in the experience that people get. And for us, the key is to unlocking the potential, is emphasizing 3 areas. First of all, the personal touch, making them feel welcome. As I said, and as you could see in the picture before, everyone has assigned seats with place cards, company names, company logos, and it may seem like a small thing, but it does make a little difference. We make sure to greet all VIP guests with a handshake, looking them in the eye, welcoming to our arena. We go the extra mile with a high quality of food and beverages every time. And again, as you can see, special lighting, red carpet, dressing the area, making it look special so that everyone feels they're welcome to our party. And then we always try to do more than what is expected of us. Having a little surprise or doing different themes is always, there has to be something extra for our guests that they weren't expecting or they didn't get last time they were with us. And to show you this, we just have a brief video. This is from one of the theme days we do every year. It is called the Spinning Grand Prix. We have sponsors that volunteer to ride a spinning bike for exactly 1 hour. Before the event, they reach out to their partners who then sponsor them. And for every calorie they burn off during the 1 hour on the bicycle, they earn an amount, and the total amount is then at the end of the event donated to us at the club. And this goes on stage while people are enjoying the VIP meal. And after finishing on the bikes, of course, they get to shower before going into the match. Everyone attends the match, of course, and hopefully that is a good experience as well. It normally is, especially when we win. But while the match is going on, we make sure to redress the VIP area so that after the match, all the partners are invited back in, and we then have a party in the evening with them, with snacks, drinks, live concert, and it's just a great informal way for partners to interact and to mingle and network. It's a great way for them to meet our director, our players, pop by to say hello, and it's just a great evening for everyone involved, really. So that's one of the ways we work with the themes. Of course, we don't put on a concert every time, but just an example for you guys. And speaking of the experience, moving on to the fan experience finally. This is a drone shot from one of our EHF Champions League matches this season, where we again, just like we want to go the extra mile for our VIP guests, we also want to go the extra mile for our fans. So in this case, we light up the arena in red and white to signify special matches. We did this for all our EHF Champions League matches. And in general, when we talk about the experience, we try to take a page out of one of Daniel Kahneman's books. You may know Kahneman as he's an American Israeli psychologist who works in the experience field in general. And the quote we've sort of taken and twisted to make into one of our mantras is that the important thing is not what fans experience, it's what they remember experiencing. Because when they go home, we want them to remember the highlights. We want them to go and tell their friends what a great time they had. And this is because of what is known as the peak end rule. And during any given experience, there will be peaks that you will remember, and you will always remember the end of what you're doing. Naturally, you would think that the handball match in itself should be the peak, which is true. But as we cannot control what's going on the court, you might be winning a match by 10, you might be losing by 10. In that case, the peak is not really there. But we can control other peaks. We know that fans with us, they really love the player entrance, making that a show, making when they welcome into our arena, making that special. And then the end of the experience is important as well. We've been working a lot on this because we have quite a few parking issues at our arena. But we want fans to go home with a smile on their face, and not the last thing they remember is being stuck in traffic for 20 minutes. So we are actively working with partners that are standing at the exits. For the past couple of matches, we've had soft drink sponsors handing out a soft drink, a sample to fans, so that when they go home, they'll say, okay, that's nice, that's a great gesture, that's a good way of saying goodbye to your guests. And the hassle you might have by being stuck in traffic for 10, 15 minutes leaving the arena is not something you remember as well. So that's how we always work, trying to put peaks into the experience on a match day. One of them, as you can see, is as well, just like we dress the VIP area, we also dress the entrance to our arena. There's always a red carpet. On evening match days, we'll have lighting, we might have a DJ playing, making sure there's a party when you arrive, as soon as you step in the door. And we have found that post-COVID, and I think this is across most sports, fans really seek out the experiences. They want to come earlier, they want to stay later sometimes. For every home match we open the doors 2 hours and 30 minutes early before throw-off. We have a lot of fans that flock to our arena to enjoy a pre-ordered meal and drinks in our cafe. As you can see, on average, we have 400 fans doing this. Our record is 1,100 for a match. And mind you, this is on top of the VIP guests that are also dining. And we are not, a meal in the cafe is around 17 euros, so we're not really in it for the money, so to speak. More in the sense that we want the fans to feel welcome, we want them to have a great atmosphere and a build-up to the match, which means they'll be coming again and again because they enjoy the show and enjoy being there. We also have a stage in the cafe where they can listen to interviews with current and former players, etc., purchase merchandise. And this past season, we've also begun working more and more with partners and bringing them into the arena for activations to help improve the match day experience. This is the Swedish workwear company Brockleda, who were a partner at the World Championships, where they did 4 or 5 different social media films with some of our national team players who had to take on practical skill challenges. Then after the World Championships, Brockleda moved those challenges into the arena for fans to experience themselves. This is the classic hammering the nail in the wooden block. It's not original by any means, but it was still fun for fans because they got to battle against each other. The other spectators were looking at them, cheering them on. Brockleda were actively getting in the minds of consumers, handing out merchandise to the winners. It's just a great fun way to do it. And again, in an annual survey of our season ticket holders, 79% told us that one of the main reasons for coming to a match, that's for the fan experience and the atmosphere. The match is always the first priority in the survey. This is the second one, and this is the part that we can control and work actively with. So we are also now working actively with more and more partners to help bring them into the arena, to activate them and make them a part of the match day experience. Contests, samples, displays, etc. And they, of course, differ from match to match. It's a win for the partners because they get to put their products and their brand in front of the fans and have them interact with it. It's a win for the fans because they have a better match day experience, and that's therefore a win-win for us at the club because we get 2 happier parties. Also, we work a lot with themed match days. We work with an annual plan so that each match gets its own theme. This could be a Children's Day, a Charity Day, a Christmas theme, Wear Red, Fan of the Year, etc., etc. And where possible, we make sure that we always have a partner that is in line with the theme, who can support that theme in somehow or respect in the arena. And again, I feel that we are just touching the tip of the iceberg here. So what we are looking at for the upcoming season is we've actually established an in-house dedicated partnership activation team to work more closely with partners in creating a success for them and creating a better experience for fans on match days. Of course, always working more on the digital side of things to also create activation possibilities online. And as always, you want to increase your follower count on social media because this will also increase the effect of your digital activation. We're also looking at how can we embrace Generation Z even more and cater the match day experience to a younger audience. And finally, working with mapping out the fan journey from where you're at when you even consider buying a ticket, all the touch points through the experience from buying a ticket, arriving at the arena, purchasing food, finding your seat until you're on your way out of the arena again. Mapping every touch point and seeing how can we improve that experience bit by bit. So all in all, we aim to be the best in the world on the court, but also off the court. Thank you for your time.